Welcome back, Future Leaders of Excellence. We're here with another video on the F.L.O.E Podcast. I'm Shem. This is Adric.
Y'all know the vibes.
We're back, being your co-host for another great episode. Now, introducing the guests here, I'm going to let Adric handle that.
Alright, so we got a leader of excellence, not a future leader, but a leader of excellence on this podcast with us today.
Brother D'Angelo.
Who here pretty much just to drop some gems of y'all, give y'all a lot of insight about the conversion from, I ain't even gonna say what he said, but the conversion from once eating meat to being a vegetarian. And this is a lot, you know. I've been knowing him since I was a kid, probably even before I was born. He probably knew of me, but I ain't know of him yet. But yeah, so usually when we start with an episode, we start with a little starter question, and I'll start a question, and before I even go into it, start a question usually just to get your blood flowing, get your juices flowing, get your thoughts together, and prepare you for today's episode and what's to come. So, the starter question for you is, and like I say, I've been knowing you all my life, and you didn't train me in basketball, and I remember this. I think it was the last time before I even got to the collegiate level. You had me on this. I won't say it was a diet, but you had me doing this after every workout, and that was eating 2 cold boiled eggs and drinking alkaline water. So I just want to know, what is the thought process behind me eating that?
Okay, so basically after you finish working out, you wanna add protein to your muscles. And you don't wanna have heavy protein because it'll make you, get big in the wrong places. So you just need to have something that's gonna go straight to the muscles. So boiled eggs is high on protein, especially after you finish working out. So it's not gonna be too heavy, it's not gonna make you use the bathroom or nothing. It's just gonna keep you nice and bulky. And so the alkaline water is to cleanse you. It's a cleansing process. So it's something that fills you up without you knowing you being filled up. You see what I'm saying? Because the whole process of working out is not eating that much. You wanna just get fit. And eating after the workout is like you just making your muscles go right back down to zero. So you're starting all over. But when you was eating the boiled eggs, it was keeping you upright.
But being that you said that, you got a lot of I want to say a lot of fitness people, because I'm in this class called Health and Related Exercise, and I think today she pretty much talked about, we went over a little bit on nutrition. She was saying that a lot of athletes, or if you are working out, or a lot of athletes, you need to contain a certain amount of protein within your body and a certain amount of fat within your body as well, in order to produce muscle in all the areas of your body. But from what you're saying that you shouldn't really be...
No, immediately after the workout, not doing the whole day, just after the workout, you need something to get your muscles back relaxed so you won't be so, aching and stuff. So you're using the protein from the eggs.
Yeah.
So it's not a diet where you're not eating nothing the rest. It's just after the workout. Mm-hmm. So normally people do amino acids. You heard of amino acids? So you drink the amino acids after the workout. You remember that? So we also had amino acids out there. Come on now. Tell them, Adrian. So we didn't have eggs all the time. That was just something that we used for a quick. So give your body something to say, okay, I ate something, but it's immediately after the workout. So doing the rest of it, so you might take a nap, get up, and then you can eat regular. But it's just something to get the protein straight to your muscles. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And so you spoke a little bit about this too, but what would be the difference between, eating the 2 eggs after the workout, or like you said, amino acids, or for those who don't know, like protein shakes right after the workout? What would be the difference?
Finances.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 2 eggs was like $1, $1.19. So,
A Wawa?
The Wawa boiled eggs.
Wawa, the Wawa version. So it's something that's not going to kill your pocket. So $1.19 every morning won't hurt you. So
there's a Wawa right next to OTP. protein powder is like $30 for. I need to start eating eggs.
Or you could just go to the food line, buy some eggs, and actually boil them.
And boil them, right. That's
eat the cold ones, because the cold ones just be sitting there. Then you got the egg juice, and nobody like none of the egg juice now.
So the mental part, it's all in the mental part of what you're doing, because it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So when you finish working out, you're accustomed to eating something, but when you get 2 boiled eggs, it's like, what am I doing? So that's the part in the intake for your protein. See, everybody take protein and get protein from different areas, but for $1.19 a day, 2 eggs can give you like 28 grams of protein.
28?
Yes.
That's more than actual protein powder too. Wow.
Basically.
Yeah. So for those people who are looking to bulk, right? Like, I know you said like the mental game for eating 2 boiled eggs is like, okay, what am I eating? Making sure I'm taking in the right amount of nutrients and things like that. So for those people who are, trying to build up in size, would this egg thing and that mentality still stay the same?
Right. No, you must eat before you work out and eat after. So when you want to bulk up, you want to do heavy. You want to lift heavy, and you want to eat before and after. So, you want to gain.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, but the two eggs is just for the protein, for your muscles won't. You know how after you work out, you get sore. The 2 eggs is just for you not to be sore. You know what I'm saying? It adds the protein to your muscles.
Let's say not as sore, because after workouts, I feel you still gonna feel it. Even after you lay down, you still gonna feel it. So let's say not as sore, because you still gonna feel it.
That goes back to the psychological part of your mental. So if I told you, look, these eggs right here can help you stop getting a headache, you would take it with the mind frame of your head not hurting, but the eggs ain't do nothing. It's all in your mind.
I see 2 boiled eggs, I'm looking for bacon. Yeah, I need real protein, the meat aspect of protein into my body. But that's just because I like eating meat.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Pause.
So what you think? Let me ask you a question. What you think about the 2 eggs and the alkaline water after the workout? What was your?
Like I say, I see 2 boiled eggs and I'm thinking, all right, with a bacon or with a ham or something like that. But I wouldn't say when it's something that I feel like I have to do, but I trust with what you say, being that you were somebody who was training me. So I was entrusting what you were saying. So I just took it as like, okay, it's after a workout, it's something I'll do, even if I may not like it. But I like boiled eggs. I just feel like sometimes I need some salt and pepper. And I need a little warm.
Right.
But to me, and no disrespect to all the water people out there, but I feel like water is water. I drink any kind of water, as long as it's cold or room temperature. So, it don't really matter to me with the water part, but with the eggs, it was just, I feel like it's something that I gotta do. I won't say I gotta do, but it's something that I feel like I'm trusting what you say, so now I feel like it's gonna work.
So let me ask you something. Like after we used to work out and we used to do the quizzes.
There were quizzes?
Yes. Nah, he be cheating me though.
We used to do quizzes, so I'm like, I might ask him. He might have to do like 50 jumping jacks, and then I might say, "What's the capital of?" You know what I'm saying, Georgia. So,
what's the capital of Georgia?
I don't know.
So I say if you get the answer right, we can stop the workout. Stop that part of the workout.
Right.
But he's such a gym rat that he want to get the answer wrong on purpose to keep going with the workout.
No, because sometimes he told me to spell the word pronunciation, but he said it as pronunciation. So I spelled it exactly how he told. how it was supposed to be spelled based on what he said. If he would have said pronunciation, I would have spelled it pronunciation. He said pronunciation, so I spelled it pronunciation. He said I got it wrong.
So he said pronunciation.
No, he told me to spell the word pronunciation, but he said it spelled pronunciation. So if you spell pronunciation, how you gonna spell it?
PRONOUCIATION.
Exactly. You add the OU and not just the NU for enunciation.
Mm-hmm.
You spell the pronunciation. And when I spelled it like that, I was wrong because that ain't even your word. Because it's pronunciation, not pronunciation. It's pronunciation. I just got you right there. You won't even think about it.
The wrong.
So who was in the wrong here, though?
He was going by what I said.
I was
you
right.
You know what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So that's.
But I just think you all right there. You thinking like pronunciation of word. Not pronunciation. You like I spelled pronunciation. That's the word right there. So technically, I was right. He both said it right. If you would have said pronunciation, I would have spelled pronunciation.
It was another word too.
But
it was another word.
I'm gonna need 2 boiled eggs after this. I got headache.
So that's basically that was the part of the workout. Like when I found something that he was like when we was doing the lifting, but we was doing 10, 9, 8, 7.
yeah,
So
that's the fun part, easy part. I can do it easy. I'm counting. That's 42 right there. That's what I need to do.
Psychologically, it's supposed to trick you into thinking you just lifted 10, and then you're doing 9, then you're doing 8. But actually, he already knew how many times he was lifting. So
was that the same weight, or was that like the?
No, it's the same way. I think it's about like 25 pounds. I'm just doing. But what's crazy is I added that to my workout now. But I do it on the bench with like 25 on both sides. So I'm doing like 95 pounds. That's my warm up. And then I jump into a workout.
So he done got it. Now he need to train me. So I be calling him, be asking him for workout plans now because I'm trying to get.
Oh, I got a circuit too for you.
Okay.
I got to send it to you. It's a long circuit though.
I'm gonna need that too.
For sure.
Let's do it.
I ain't even been consistent though.
But 18 dozen too. I'll boil half, you boil half, and then we'll go. Split.
Oh, we're going to do the boiled eggs and the alkaline water. That'll be dope.
Now I got to do the food line brand because, like you said, you got to spend money.
How about the pineapples though? The chopped up pineapples so one time.
Oh yeah. We had to get a whole pineapple, and I had to cut it and chop them up for him too, and me. So we got little sticks for like the shit kebab and stuff like that, and I was cutting them
like pineapple popsicles. So I was thinking that he couldn't do it right. So I'm like, look, cut the pineapple, make it a popsicle sticks, right? He come back the next day, them James looking good as on the way. I said, you gotta make some more. So I was thinking that he ain't know how to cut a pineapple.
Right.
So I said, how you know how to cut a pineapple? He was like, I YouTubed it.
Yeah, YouTube tell you everything, man.
I never. Have you ever cut a pineapple before?
See, what I was thinking is when I first got the pineapple, I was thinking like it looked a little rigidy, so like it's like the spikes on the pineapple, but it's really tight smooth if you like rub down like that. So all you gotta do is cut it at the top, cut it down the bottom, cut it down the sides, and kind of like I say create like a hexagon or something like that. But make sure at the same time you gotta cut the eyes off the pineapples as well, because if you eat the eye part of the pineapple, it's gonna cause your tongue to start getting itchy. You don't want to have like a scratchy tongue where you keep doing that. You don't want to keep doing that, nothing like that. So yeah, it's real simple.
Well, I saw a whole video where like you twist the top off and then you cut it in half and then you just like take the edges off.
You can do that too, but I just cut the top, cut the bottom, cut the sides off, cut them in the sticks. Which is simple.
That was pretty dope. That was dope.
Now, let's jump into the main topic of the day. Being that, like I said, you was my PT and we was eating the boiled eggs. I know now that you're a vegetarian, so tell us about that process, the whole conversion of how did you become a vegetarian? Because I know you once told me before that you wasn't always one.
Right. So, it's a long story, but January 2003, I had to take a urine test. Got in some trouble, and some friends of mine recommended me to go to this like herbal store to get something to cleanse me. You know, get the marijuana, whatever, out of my system. But when I went to the herbal store, the lady that was at the herbal store insisted that I stop eating meat for a week. And if I stop eating meat for a week, she'll give me the herbal stuff for free on that week, that next week, that day. And I tried it, and my body felt so good. And I ain't looked back since. So when I went back, she started giving me more information on becoming a vegetarian, and she showed me pictures of slaughterhouses and stuff like that. You know, so being that we're not raising our own cattle, we don't know what we don't know what we're eating, basically.
Yeah.
So she recommended if you was going to eat the meat, you'll raise it from a baby on up, sacrifice it, and then eat it, and it'll be, you know what I'm saying, it'll be organic. But being that this place send it to this place, let's send it to that place, I'm like, how can I get a steak from the dollar store? Like, who is doing all that work to make $1?
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's a lot of work just to make $1. A lot of slaughter of an animal. So that's the angle that I was taking, and then I just started getting more education and eating the right foods and substituting foods. And basically, I started to eat to live. Get my body I look at eating like it's something that I want to put inside my body that's going to help my body instead of something that tastes good.
Yeah.
So that's what my knowledge got. I got high on that type of knowledge of eating from my blood, my cells, and you know what I'm saying, my kidneys, my liver, you know, the digestive system. I started just pouring all this stuff in my body. Now I gotta digest it, and you know, all the waste and stuff, blood. So try not to eat things that have babies.
I know you said you did it for a week. How hard was the process when you first started it?
Okay, so it was hard because of my peers. You know, that was when the double stacks. Remember the Wendy's double stacks was 99 cents. It was.
My cut you off. We don't remember. I was born 2002. You said this 03. See, I want to eat double
I just remember watching a commercial one time.
Right. So the double stacks was the Wendy's version of having 2 burgers with everything on it. You know what I'm saying? And they was on sale for 99 cents. So everybody just you go to the store, you going to Wendy's, give me 3 double stacks. You know what I'm saying? It was during that era. So just imagine I had to order some fries and a side salad. So it was like, if I can beat this double stack urge, I think I can get over the hump. Mm-hmm. Plus, I wanted to clean my body anyway. So it was like, but it was just something that I was brainwashed for real, because I didn't know what I was getting into, to be honest with you. But I felt so good at the end of that week. I was like, I can't go back. Father sleeping, waking up. I didn't. I stopped having the urge of, man, let me get 10 more minutes of sleep. Mm-hmm. Because when I stopped eating the foods, my body wasn't digesting the foods while I was sleeping. So we'll still be tired because when we're sleeping, our body is still working So if you eating the meats, you will have 8 hours of sleep, but you don't have 8 hours of sleep because your body is still working. So you might have 2 hours of sleep. That's why when you hear the alarm, you're still tired. Because it's coming from the body is digesting the foods.
I'm hungry right now. I don't get no sleep. I'm up 6 o'clock in the morning. Got 8 o'clock. Like, I'm going to sleep.
That's for a different story.
It is for a different story, but
For a different story.
so I like as soon as I close my eyes, time to get up. So I'm snooze. That's why I set my alarm to wake me up 2 hours before, so that I know that's just the 2 hour one. That's 2 hour warning.
Mm-hmm.
Then I do 30 minutes later. All right, so now let me know I got an hour and a half later. Then I do the hour. And then I snooze that one like twice. So now I got an extra 20 minutes. Now I got 40 minutes to get up now.
That's a little iffy there too.
It is.
'Cause
I be stretching it, but I be doing what I gotta do to get able to get sleep.
have you ever heard of like sleep cycles though?
No.
Because you need like at least 90 minutes to go through one sleep cycle. So like if you're doing a 2-hour alarm, you waking up 30 minutes later is just screwing you over anyway. So if you kept that to like an hour 30, then you got 30 minutes. That 30 minutes you could just take a light nap.
Nah, cause I be sleeping and I be waking up like an hour later and I be like, I'm still tired. So go back to sleep.
Do you sleep with ambition? Like,
What do you mean by that?
you remember the first day of school or the night before the first day of school or the night before Christmas? It's a different type of sleep. You're really not sleeping for real because you just, the next day got to come and it's like, you're not even thinking about sleeping, so you're not tired.
Yeah.
You might be up early to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're sleeping with ambition. So as long as you keep something, the next day, you're looking forward for something for that next day,
Mm-hmm.
sleep won't even matter because you're sleeping with ambition.
Yeah, but you know, being a college student ain't nothing really to look forward to. I mean, some of my classes, yeah, but it don't really be nothing to look forward to unless we know we about to film the podcast. But even then, I know I got class in the morning, so I really don't be looking forward to nothing.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever challenged yourself to make all 100s? Like,
Yeah, that's why I'm in. That's why I'm in the battle between my mind and myself right now.
okay.
I mean, the viewers know, and Sham know as well. I mean, we already went through it. I know we keep bringing it up, but I ain't even gonna speak. I'm not even gonna speak on it right now. I ain't even gonna say nothing about it because everybody already know. Because if you watch the podcast, you already know what we're talking about. But yeah, it's just I feel like right now I'm in that battle between myself because I know where I can be at as far as my academics, but the results just ain't there right now.
So with that being said, that's how I looked at my diet.
Mm.
So it's like, I looked at becoming a vegetarian as like getting a 4-year degree, like the same education that I needed with learning what to eat and what not to eat. Reading the back, like finding myself reading the back of items that I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the educational part of being a vegetarian. You want to make sure companies are not sneaking meat in their, you know what I'm saying, their packages, because they'll say, you know, no meat, but you look and read the back of it, they snuck something in, and it might be paste, you know, using fancy words. So that's the educational part of becoming a vegetarian. So once you do that enough, you'll become a 4-year, you know,
You got a degree in
right, in what you're eating, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how I looked at it. So that's awesome.
So over a longer period of time now, I mean, I know that week you said you had a lot of benefits, you know, you had a whole change. So over this length of time that you've been a vegetarian now, what are some things that you've noticed that have shifted, like in a larger perspective?
So basically, when I became a vegetarian, it wasn't popular. Mm-hmm. It was like, You know, it was just for white people or, you know, people with a lot of money. So people used to think it was expensive. So now, how many years is it, Lane? So from January 19 years later, it's very popular to the point where Burger King have an Impossible Burger. So just imagine 2003 here in Burger King or somewhere got a veggie burger, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's coming around. It's coming around. So I just got a head start. So my body's all ready.
But at the same time, in a sense, it is like being vegan, being vegetarian, and not really eating like that processed meat that be packaged in stores and stuff like that. It is expensive in the sense that, you know, the society that we live in, we'll always go for the cheaper price and everything. Whereas you go to one of like the health, like the healthiest selection of like as far as food stores, you see prices for something that's probably $10 at that store, but only like $3 at the other store.
Okay. Well, I look at it like sneakers. So if your mom is going to buy you some shoes for school,
Shout out to my mama.
would you want her to get the cheapest sneaker?
No.
Right, so just imagine how you feel about your body. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you wouldn't wear $10 sneakers,
I mean, I would.
right? But I'm just,
Yeah.
no, you know what I'm saying. Like the average person wouldn't wear the sneakers that don't have a box. So you just go and cut the thing and put them on. The average, you know, person wouldn't, especially in the urban community. So it's like, if you would look at your feet, why not the inside of your body? So if something is more expensive, so it's like my $20 meal is compared to somebody's $5 meal. It's just like the difference between Jordans and the off-brand sneakers. What you think about that?
Cause when you throw in shoes, I mean, yes, you getting the same benefit from it, like you putting shoes on your feet. But I feel like in that sense, it can't compare. But when you talking about food, though, it's more, you get a more nutritional value versus like a sluggish value. So I feel like those two, you can put them in the same as an analogy, but in the end, they're not really the same to me, because shoes, even though they're valued at a high price, and versus a shoe that's valued at a lower price, although you get the same benefit either way, it's just a style preference at that point versus something that's can be high in like value as far as lifespan. Like I feel like those two, because that's materialistic, and now we get into the realms of, I would say, health and fitness and pretty much survival, because like you need food to eat in order for survival. That's what I'm saying.
I want to make a remark about that though, because one, I think it's a good analogy, because one, the thing is, like you said, shoes is like brand name, right? It's all about that recognition. Now with food as well, you could have like organic tomatoes, and they just slap that label organic on there, all natural, non-GMO. But things like that, people will tend to go for those, and those are the ones that are expensive, but then they have, like, they lack that nutritional value sometimes compared to like the normal Roma tomato, right? So I think if you think about it that way, some brands might, use those words just to get people to buy and like make a profit, just like shoes. But I get the whole materialistic aspect of it, but there's also like some areas that,
I mean, like I say, when you talking, like comparing them, like the two and two together, they are the same.
mm-hmm.
Because now you're comparing a low value to high value, and that's in terms of price. But like I say, I feel like with shoes, you like, to be honest, you don't need these shoes for real, whereas you need to insert some type of food inside your body. That's what I'm getting at with it.
Would you want that to be like fast food that
I mean, not saying you would want fast food, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who are considered healthy, but aren't buying like the foods with the high GMOs, or they may be every now and then eating fast food. Because you gotta think about The Rock for an example. The Rock is inserting like, I know he does put organic, eat organic throughout his weekly workout, but when he eats for his cheat days, sometimes the man eating subs, the man eating pizzas from like Pizza and stuff like that. So he's still eating the same thing, but if you look at him, he don't look like he's not eating right. Even though he's eating right throughout the week, he's still maybe inserting like the fast food that you consider bad inside your body.
So the angle I'm taking is for the people that think being a vegetarian is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, if being a vegetarian is expensive, buying some expensive sneakers over what you put into your body that you gotta use. So without your body being healthy, what is the use of the sneaker? If you can't walk, what's the use of your sneakers?
You ain't gonna buy no shoes then.
Alright, so
You done gave the point.
Not the way he just dropped it. He said you can't walk. Why you buying shoes then? You can't walk. You don't need them. They don't serve no purpose.
So no, I'm saying the importance of keeping your body up.
Mm-hmm.
Where people, now remember I'm talking about people that say that being a vegetarian is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's what I'm talking about. So the people that say vegetarian is expensive might buy the $200 sneaker over the $10 sneaker.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, how is being a vegetarian expensive when you have on some shoes that is expensive that
I think
you're not putting into your body that's making you go?
So I think like the point that I guess you're trying to get across is like, say somebody just eats fast food all the time, right? And thinks being a vegetarian is expensive because, getting those organic stuff is expensive. But they go ahead and buy like $400 shoes, but doesn't want to spend an extra like $2 just to get healthy nutritional stuff. I think that's
what I'm trying to hit at right there.
That's going into what you value in life.
So you value shoes over
not saying I'm not saying I value shoes, but I'm saying like that's just what you value in life. Because I have a limit on how much I'm spending on some shoes. Yeah, I would spend like $200 for some shoes, but I'm not going over $300 for those shoes or something like that. But I feel like that just goes into style preference. But at the same time too, I feel like I'm living somewhat a healthy life, and I'm not eating foods that will be having like organic or is high GMO or something like that in it. So that's why I feel like it's all in lifestyle choice that you make and how much you value.
I posed the question: what would you do? What would be the thing you do? Would you eat a low-value meal that your mom bought you, or would you wear some low-value sneakers that your mom bought you?
I eat low-value food.
That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making, because we don't look at what we put inside of. That goes back to me being a vegetarian. Mm-hmm. I look at the inside of my body as if I'm wearing some expensive sneakers.
Yeah.
So I'm feeding myself. So my organs inside is wearing my sneakers for me. My Jordans for me.
Now let's go into society-wise, and think about income. Not everybody got the funds to buy that for real. Because not even everybody with like a little bit of money is really buying those expensive shoes.
So, what would be easier? You growing your own food or you making your own sneakers?
What would be easier?
Right.
You growing your own food.
Bingo. So, if you take the mental part of, you know what, I'm going to grow everything that I need in my backyard. So you know that you are taking care That's the sacrifice of you. Now, you're not just doing that for yourself. You're doing that for the inside of your body because you got to remember, I don't eat something to be like, it's good. Yeah, take me to over here. It tastes good. I don't eat for that. I eat to be like, you know what? I need some protein today. I need some salad. What you eat, Noah, when you with me? You eat salad? What color you eat?
Green.
All right, so he eat colors. He don't know the food as we know it. He's looking for color. So I might say, look, the color of the day is orange. So he might eat carrots. You feel me? So he said green. He get green on your pizza. You get green on your pizza. He eats spinach. So he don't know spinach as we know it. He know it as being green. So he eats by the color, right? I can't hear you.
Was it Noah? Noah?
The
No,
cameras out here.
No.
with nerves right now.
Okay.
Noah, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Green.
Oh yeah, see, that's why we go with it.
Mm-hmm.
We like green.
Green, okay. Well, yeah. So that's the part of, introducing him to, because we eat with people. They be like, why is he eating that salad like that?
Yeah.
He's not eating the salad as you know it. He's eating colors in the salad. So he don't know that he's eating a salad like that.
But I feel like it's a way where you can do both though. Maybe not in his sense, because like you said, you just eating colors. But I feel like in your sense, you can eat for both and not just saying, okay, I'm just eating because I need this inside my body, but I'm also getting this plus the enjoyment.
Right. So that's what I was saying about being a vegetarian. I stopped looking at food because if I was going to do that, I can go back and get a double whopper. Cause
No.
I would rather eat a double whopper right now.
I'm saying like even with the foods that you eat, being that you are a vegetarian, you can still eat for a sense of like pleasure.
Okay, I see
And
what
not
you're
just
saying.
fulfillment in the nutrition
Okay.
of it.
That's that's the hard part because very seldom do I say, man, you know what, I got a taste for this restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So let's say if my peers, they want to go out and eat, they'll be like, look, can you get something there? I'm like, yeah, I can find something out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go and look and see what they got. And I might be like, look, can you hold this off this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you fix it without the chicken or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'll do some of that, but Father's just, when I was in Atlanta, when I lived in Atlanta, so that's another thing about me being a vegetarian. A lot of my years of being a vegetarian, I was in Atlanta. And Atlanta is a high vegetarian city, more than here. So Atlanta got actually 4 and 5-star restaurants that's vegetarian. So it helped out. So you're right, I did have those places in Atlanta that I'd be like, yo, I gotta go here once I get off work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Father's Virginia is so behind that I'd be better off growing it.
And honestly, homegrown stuff tastes so good. Like, we're growing tomatoes too, and it's like what do they call them? Like the steak tomatoes, like the big ones. I always hated tomatoes. But after growing it and actually cutting it up, eating it, it's like that perfect sour taste. It's the best.
So what's the most popular fruit?
Fruit?
What's the most popular fruit that is in the world?
I got an opinion on what I think it is.
First thing I thought of was mango.
I would have thought of apples. Everybody eat apples.
So it's like
Whole time
It's-
you gonna say tomatoes.
it's neck to neck between tomatoes and bananas.
Oh yeah,
Makes sense.
It's neck to
I
neck.
forgot banana was fruit.
But I didn't know. I had to look it up at tomatoes, man. I'm telling you, tomatoes is like
You put tomatoes on everything though, for the
Yeah.
most part.
tomatoes took over. But I thought it was bananas because when you go overseas, man, everybody offer you bananas,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like bananas is like real popular in tropical places.
That's question. You said mangoes. That was a stretch right there.
But like everybody likes mango. Who doesn't like mangoes?
I know a couple people don't like mangoes.
Like who?
I don't know. I can't name some.
That's because they never had mangoes before.
They probably had it though, and just ain't,
But that was me with tomatoes.
I mean, that's still me with tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes.
I'll bring you some homegrown tomatoes. We'll see.
I probably ain't gonna try it. I mean,
And that's exactly why they still don't like mangoes. Because they haven't tried the good ones.
Nah, it's some people who have mango though just don't like mango. Just like with cantaloupe, just like with honeydew and stuff. Exactly. Exactly.
It's like
cantaloupe is great.
But the Walmart cantaloupe we buy, it's not juicy, no taste at all. It's like, what am I eating?
So you
water?
grow the cantaloupe?
No, we don't have space.
So
cantaloupe.
You ain't never had no good experience with cantaloupe?
No good cantaloupe.
When you feel like you will?
Once I get like a juicy cantaloupe that has, like honeydew melons, like they're okay, but they're still not,
That's not something everybody gonna go for.
Exactly. So it's same
but
thing.
Why they still put in the assorted fruit?
Because it's assorted fruit, is it not? Like if someone didn't like apples, actually no, let's take grapes for example, right? You always see grapes in like those assorted fruit baskets or whatever. So if somebody doesn't like grapes, why would they put the grapes in there if it's a collection of fruit, right? It's different tastes all around.
I mean, yeah, but you could substitute the honeydew or the cantaloupe for something else.
Such as?
Some of them got kiwi, some of them put pineapples. Like, it's different types of fruit. You give it... What else? You got strawberries that you could throw in it, but you can always substitute it and just leave the watermelon in there, take out honeydew, take out cantaloupe and stuff like that. Always a substitute for it.
So what fruit do they have in the fruit cups in Chick-fil-A?
I know they got strawberries. I think they got mandarins. I think it's blueberries in there too.
Is it cantaloupe?
I don't know. I ain't had a fruit cup from Chick-fil-A in a minute.
Mango? Like that's what I'm saying. What are the popular fruits that companies put in fruit cups?
Okay, let's take one from like Sadler Exchange, right? Or like Marketplace.
Sadler Exchange got honeydew.
Mm-hmm.
They got
some grapes. Honestly, I think that's all they had.
They got cantaloupe in there too, because sometimes they only put pineapples in it.
I never had the pineapple one, but yeah,
they
usually
do
those
put
two.
pineapples, only put like one.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the main. See, that's what I'm saying. Whatever the popular fruits is, I guess. Every region have its own different popular fruits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because overseas tomatoes is like in Europe and all that, tomatoes, everything is in tomatoes.
Yeah.
Especially, you know what I'm saying, Italy, stuff like that, they just tomato crazy. So, have y'all ever tried to become vegetarians or tried the vegetarian lifestyle?
Tell them about the beans.
Oh. Okay, so shout out to my mentor. Shout out to Rio. How you doing, Rio? If you're out there, you watching it. How you doing? How's your day going? But anyways, so I don't know where this came from, but everybody just assumed that Shan was a vegetarian. So all they was giving him was probably beans and some rice or something like that, or just soup.
So where we at? Where are we at that they giving you this stuff?
This is just like usually like with Posse, the scholarship thing. So we would have dinners all together with our mentor Rio at his house.
Okay.
So every time they would have it, it's always like meat and things like that. But then like for me, everybody knows. Like for me, it's a very odd situation with me though, because like I don't classify a vegan or vegetarian. I just say one of them just cause. And then go ahead.
I'll let you finish first because I got to remind that though. But you go ahead.
And so when I say that, oh, I'm a vegetarian, they're like, okay, what can you eat? And I'm just like, I don't know. And so the common thing is pull out a salad, or we made a whole joke about it. It's just beans because I was just eating beans. That's it.
My favorite thing. He got beans and I just laugh at him.
I mean, I needed the protein and beans was the only option. So
yeah, but they even made him sandwiches with just pickles and cheese on it. I ain't never
I
did
almost
that.
threw up. Actually, I'm really sorry.
Ain't never did that
And Paulina, I'm really sorry too. No, it was just like, I wasn't feeling it.
before. Nah, the turkey one was good though. No, I couldn't do that. Cheese and pickles. I don't even like pickles like that for real. But one thing I learned, like, I'm going back to my health and related exercise class. One thing I just learned today while we were talking about our nutrition lesson was you still can classify as vegetarian, but it's to like a certain extent in a way. Like you can classify as vegetarian but still eat fish or still eat chicken, but that's all you eat. Like that's the only type of meat or protein that you eat into your body. So you're still classified as vegetarian, but it's vegetarian with this one because what I found out is different variations of being a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm. But I think that there too is, I also wanted to ask you, because being a vegetarian is definitely hard, especially if you go to some place or like a friend's house and they don't know that. What are they going to give you, right? So being...
Salads and beans.
So with that, so like I was saying, it depends on what you're eating for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go somewhere and not eat, or I'll be like, well, I'll wait till I go somewhere where I can eat at. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not eating to enjoy the food like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to get my organs and stuff right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To live, like to work hard, to do whatever I do, whatever I put my mind to, I feel as though I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not eating, it's nothing that's slowing me down, because like sometimes you can take a lunch break and eat and say, forget the rest of the workday. Because you ate too good for lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, fasting is another form of healing. When you fast, and I used to do the protein shakes. I like all day I don't eat no food, just protein shakes, 3 protein shakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like you will see things clearer during the fast. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, if you got ambition, if you want something,
Mm-hmm.
fasting is the way to get it. So that's how that's how you connect with the Most High on how serious you want something, by not eating.
Are there limitations to being a vegetarian? As far as like foods that you eat?
I feel as though that the people that's handling my food, I'm real picky on that food handling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like some places the people ain't right in the kitchen. Because preparing food is supposed, that's what the term soul food have nothing to do with ribs and greens.
Mm-hmm.
It have everything to do with the person preparing it. So it's your grandma or somebody, she cooking it from her soul. So it reaches your soul.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a restaurant and somebody, they don't care nothing about, they serving you. They at work, they like, you know what, I want to smoke a blunt. What do you want? So they ain't even making your food with the proper sense of what you nourishing your body for.
Right.
So now when you pray, you got to pray for the person that's preparing your food for you. So when you eating the sacrifice of you eating that animal or whatever that died,
Mm-hmm.
it got to be prayed over. So you're not praying for that dude at Wendy's that's fixing your food. You praying for the company that slaughtered that cow.
Right.
Because if they're not sacrificing those animals to God, it's a sin. You're eating the sin.
And I think like the big part of that, like Muslims too in Islam, right? That's exactly what they do. Like when sacrificing, especially for like big like celebrations like Eid, for example, they sacrifice it in the name of God. And in that sense, it's sort of like touching everybody's soul because then they distribute the meat out, right? And then they cook it. They pray, okay, thank you for this meat today, et cetera, and it just all goes back to the initial sacrifice. Because those cows or goats or whatever it may be, they were raised from
Right,
baby.
they have feelings, man.
Yeah.
They have sense of humor. They have names,
Mm-hmm.
and they individuals. So it's like, just imagine a cow being called on, and all the other cows know that cow about to die. They don't supposed to know that,
Yeah.
because the cows or whatever animal is supposed to be a sacrifice. So when the animals start knowing that they're being slaughtered, it start having mad cow disease. So the people start getting sick off the food
Mm-hmm.
because they're not being sacrificed. So every grace you say before you eat, you gotta bless the hands that prepared the food, not the food handler in the McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
The person that was in that slaughter that probably didn't even sacrifice that killing to God. And that's one of the things that, you know what I'm saying, being a vegetarian and understanding what food should be for your body, I think it's like, you got a lot of calmer people. Like, if you
Yeah,
go
that's
to a vegetarian restaurant, man, and somebody forget they order something, it's a calm exchange. Like, hey, you forgot to put my breadsticks in here. It ain't no, goddamn, my breadsticks. It's like, you've been in a restaurant and they be real mad because the food that they eating is making them hype. But if you go to a nice, calm place where they cooking some nice food that's organic and vegetarian, it's very mellow. So you can forget something and they won't even be that upset because the food is nourishing their body in its proper way. So it's more than just, where I said all that to say this, it's more than just what you putting in your body.
Yeah.
It got a lot to do with your attitude, your demeanor, calmness. Because they say you are what you eat.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that, Adrian?
In a sense, I wouldn't say I agree with that 100%. But you stop it. But yeah, I would say that I don't agree with that 100% because yes, it may be moments where a person is acting a certain way or like their demeanor is this certain way, but at the same time, I feel like that's just based on your surroundings and where you are, because when you especially in the corporate, like in this corporate world, you know how to, people know how to code switch. Well, most people know how to code switch. So when you're around people who's just like you or things like that, then you're gonna act a certain way versus when you in this other type of, like, this different type of setting that's not too familiar with who you are and your surroundings and where you come from, then you're gonna start acting a certain way from there. Which I don't really see that as in like coming from the foods that you nourish or that you eat, but I see that as where you are and how you grew up. Because I know for me personally, it's people who see me as calm, peaceful, and different things like that. But at the same time, I know it'll be times where I'm not as calm or I'm not as peaceful. And I eat how I eat.
Okay, so when you in the urban community, in certain restaurants, they want certain people to eat. So when you in a low budget area, you're not gonna see no Whole Food store. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is eating dinner out of gas station. So the people that's working at this gas station, they are cashiers they're not cooks. So just imagine what you put in your body and the demeanor of people that's around that area that's going to that same place to eat that same type of food.
Mm-hmm.
A step on the foot can become a bloodbath or shootout because they're not civilized. Civilized people, uncivilized people eat anything from anybody. I don't know how to cook, and I can be like, man, come to my house and I got pork chops. As long as if I can make a nice fancy commercial, or you know what I'm saying, get the right person to say they liked it, let you say you like it. You just eat one of myself, yeah, this is good, and bingo. Somebody's coming, and that's what we fall victim to. Because somebody be like, look, they got some chicken in the Watergate. I'm like, Watergate? I thought that was a convenience store where they sell chicken out there. So it's like,
go crazy too. That Watergate chicken was crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like the people can go. The person that could get them a pack of cigarettes, a 40-ounce of beer, that same person can serve you your dinner. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be, because we as a people, we don't supposed to minimize ourselves of what we eat. Now, like I said, a person wouldn't buy no Jordans from out of there though. Cause they'll say, look, I got these for Watergate. You order that, but food, son, man, I got this chicken. Where you get that from? Watergate?
You compare the food to Jordan. That's not a fair comparison compared to food to Jordan.
But that's how I look at them selling food in that place.
Jordan's coming out of convenience store ain't right. We already know that.
That's what I'm saying about the food being coming out of that store, man. Some of the places don't need to be serving dinner, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, I can agree with that. I feel like
how about
you can't buy I feel like you shouldn't buy food out of the dollar store.
But why do they sell all that stuff though?
I mean, for people in low income homes who can't afford to go to these places like these Whole Food places where they got to spend $10 for some a steak or something, where they can just get a steak for $1, even though steaks ain't $10. But I'm just saying.
And that's exactly the point. My bad for interrupting.
No,
but it's like even in nutrition now. I mean, we're learning about, like, you can see it just now, like low income like neighborhoods, right? The closest thing to food or like any nutritious or like any food for that matter is just fast food, a McDonald's, Burger King, whatever it is. And then if you look at the data and everything, you can see that in low income areas, that's where high rates of like diseases, obesity, basically like Alzheimer's, everything, you could see them all in low income areas because of, getting food from the gas station.
So I mean, but if that's all that's there and that's all they can afford, then what are they gonna eat? Like they can't. Like I said, if you can't go to these Whole Food places and purchase these food because you don't have the funds for it, then you gotta settle for what's given to you, and that's not even with nutrition and about being a vegetarian or being a carnivore. That goes into just to life in the world that we live in. How is a separation between the whites or the majority and the minority. Not even trying to specify on a certain type of race, but that's just the difference between the majority and the minority group. The minority group ain't gonna get as much as the majority group because the majority group is seen as superior.
So you just saw black on black crime in America, because that's what I was saying. The people that eats out of the Whole Food store, you can step on their foot and they be like, okay, no, take your time. But you go to the place where they serving chicken and beer and liquor, and you step on somebody's foot, it can become something crazy. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about what the people is putting in their body.
And I just survival of the fittest, because like I say, you can't be.
It's not. Because look, no, it's not. Because think about it this way though. So like, you know how people get angry when they're hungry, right?
Yeah.
So same concept here. If you're going to a gas station just to eat like some random hot dog that's probably undercooked or whatever the case might be, you're not going to be like filled, right? You're still going to be hungry. But compare that to someone living in a posh neighborhood or going to these Whole Foods and eating like a nice little, I don't know, like a pasta with some nice salad, whatever. They're full. Their body's like, okay, cool. But now you step on his shoe, he's like, all right, cool. But then he does something to you. What do you say? You're hungry. All you ate is a hot dog that's undercooked, and you had like a Sprite.
But if you can't afford it, how you gonna get it?
But that goes back to the whole issue of growing your own or like saving something to.
No, but he's solving. That's what you solving the black on black crime. See, we need to eat right. So with you,
How we gonna eat right if we can't buy it?
no, that's what I'm saying. So once we put our priorities right, because I see all type of nice cars out the hood.
Alright, so then if that's the case, then it shouldn't. Then you can't. I feel like it shouldn't be about a nutrition thing and what a person inserts in their body. It has to be about your priorities and how you trying to live, because a happy person can still be eating the same foods can still be eating the same foods as somebody who lives in like that low income household, or the person like if you stub on their toes now it's a bloodbath, and compare that to somebody who's eating at a whole food place and getting that nutrition and that whatever they need in order to feel good as far as like body wise, and you putting those two together, it's still the same because they both getting the same value. They just eating different things. That's why I say it shouldn't be about what you put inside your body. Now we just jumping into how the society is working right now. Because
Let's go back to the people that I was saying that's preparing the food. Remember when I told you that if somebody right now working in a fast food place saying, I can't wait to get off to smoke my blunt. They don't care about serving you your food. They just doing this to get by, to get a check and just, you know what I'm saying, do their thing. But you also got restaurants that value service, the food. They come and serve you. Hey, how was it? How was everything? Was it good? Compliments to the chef. It's a difference in that, and that's what he was saying about the person that's eating that half-cooked hot dog.
go ahead.
No, so basically, what I'm saying is, once you get a taste of what's right for you, and your mind knows that, you know what, I want to go back to that restaurant, right? Because I felt good. The person came and sat us down. Then you got a person to come and take your order. You got a person to bring you water, right? Mm-hmm. And they make you feel good, right? That's all in your meal. Then you go to a place, somebody be like, what you want? You were saying number 7.
Take Chick-fil-A as an example. Use Chick-fil-A then.
Right.
Chick-fil-A still considered fast food.
Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A has some of the nicest service ever.
You got me.
You're not always going to no fast food restaurant and getting that service of what you want. You getting how may I help you or something like that. Okay. Or how can I take your order? And you giving them a thank you, or they saying have a nice day. Like you getting that same thing. They still eating the same thing. They working in these low income jobs and not working in these high paying jobs, and you still getting the same results. It's just about now, like I say, we can't keep talking about is what you intake in your body and the foods that you eat, because y'all pretty much saying that's where it start from, and I don't feel like that's where it start from.
Basically, go ahead. No, basically, I agree with you. I agree with you with Chick-fil-A. Right? Now, how many people have you grown up with, you seen working Chick-fil-A?
Everybody that I know that went to high school with all worked at Chick-fil-A, at least at some point.
Okay, so we talking about
I mean, you just
Green Ryan? Or you talking like high school youth?
High school, I'm talking about GRC.
Okay.
Green Ryan, the school I went to.
That's...
What do you mean? You said people I know. You said people I grew up with.
So basically, you get a pass. See, you get the best of both worlds because you know, that's why you who you are. Because you got the best of both worlds. What I'm saying is, with you having that soul that you have to know right from wrong, Just imagine somebody's being born without that mind that you was blessed with. So it's like, this all they know. They don't know service from a, hey, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that service. They like I told my girlfriend, I say, look, stop yelling when you talk to your children, because they're gonna think that they need a girlfriend that talk to them like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can put that in somebody, and then somebody be nice to you, you can't even accept it. And then when you start talking, then they'll be like, okay, it's time for me to go watch the cop. No, be civilized. Don't talk to people like that, because you'll make them accustomed to that lifestyle. Whereas that's one side. Then you got the lifestyle where somebody might say, Taylor, take out the trash when you wake up. You go take out the trash. Now, if you don't go take out that trash, and your mom be like, look, you want me to go take my belt off? Some people only listen to that version of taking out the trash instead of the civilized take out the trash. And that's what I'm saying. Those people are working inside the restaurants, man. That they don't understand politeness. Man, I done went in a place and the people thought I was too polite because I said, thank you. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
They thought that was like, where you from? Because they're not accustomed to that lifestyle. So what we have to do as a people, and that's what I was saying, with eating right, sometimes sitting down, saying the grace with your family. You know how many times you ate with your mom, your dad, your brothers, and not even thinking about it as a good thing. Where some people, the dad eat at 11, the son eat at 3, the mama eat at 5, everybody eats all over the time. How many times do people just go to the table and eat? So when you look at one of the most famous pictures the Christians have is the what? Last Supper. So out of all the things Jesus did, why is that the most famous picture?
You asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have an opinion on that. See, going down now, because I feel like now we're going down the rabbit road of religion.
Okay.
I'm not as educated, or I'm not fully aware of the ins and outs, or like the reasoning behind everything. So that's a question that I just can't answer because of not having the knowledge of.
So what you think the picture of the Last Supper, why is it so popular?
I want to go back to that too, because one, I'm not as educated as the Christian side of it, but I mean, just think about it from an outsider's view. It's one, I mean, being around those who, like an example would be, say you're eating lunch, right, and by yourself, taking that example of family eating at different times. One, you're eating alone, maybe you're on your phone, you're not enjoying that food as much, right, because you're just on your phone scrolling and you're just eating, you're just like, okay, whatever. But the Last Supper, you're around those people and you're eating all as one. You're communicating, you're laughing, you're joking, etc. And you're actually enjoying that food and you feel blessed to be in that moment. And then especially maybe taking the Christian side of it, it's like, okay, God blessed me with this food. These people around me, we're all enjoying it together for one sole purpose of, paying it back.
Right. It's showing appreciation because it takes, so in a household, it takes a father and a mother, they go to work. Mm-hmm. Let's say the children is in school. So for that dinner to come, those two people are the heads of the house. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So when you show your appreciation when you come to the table and eat with them, mm-hmm. So now this is when, hey, how you doing that math test? You know what I'm saying? This is when all the information come out. So when you see that picture of the Last Supper, right before the end, the betrayal of Jesus was coming. That's why they call it the Last Supper, because after that, Judas already betrayed Jesus. So at that table is where Jesus gave them understanding before they ate. So when you go, like I said, when you go and you have parents that work and come home and cook, and we get at the table, that's when everything is being nourished in your body. That's what we get. That's what we get from being together as one, and that's what the Last Supper is meaning.
but you still like, because even with parents who have like family dinners and everybody eating at a table, like you can still get that same sense of like being around each other and enjoying everyone's presence while eating McDonald's.
Right?
So I don't.
So basically, what I'm saying is like when you have that, and like I say, whoever say the grace, they are. Stop no. They are like they are saying, you know what? They sacrificing the food. So now, what you putting in your body is not gonna hurt you because it's being blessed. So now it's nourishing. That's what the table. That's what the picture of the Last Supper is trying to say to the people. Now, take that person that go to work and say, here, open that Happy Meal. I'm about to go upstairs and take a shower. They not getting that same thing.
I'm talking about like eating at the table and eat. Are they all eating McDonald's? Now you get that.
No. I just answered that. I said that you are being blessed by the gathering. That's the supper. That's the picture. That's good. I'm talking on the behalf of the people that's going by the McDonald's and throwing it on the table and going upstairs to watch TV. That's what we're missing at the dinners because we're not having that family time.
So now I feel like now that's going into, like, from what we were saying in the beginning with me saying, that's just telling me that it's not about what types of food that you put inside your body. Because you saying giving somebody McDonald's and going upstairs, and then you saying if we all eat McDonald's at the table, is a difference between that.
So now with having McDonald's at the table, I'm not recommending.
I mean,
we're talking about the people that have low budgets.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like
the low budget. No. The low. I said that. All right. So this is my theory. A person that can buy Jordans can have a vegetarian diet, but if they choose not to, that's on them. My problem with those type of people is they don't have that family dinner thing. They don't do that. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying like I wouldn't recommend McDonald's, but if that's all you gotta eat, you gotta have the ambition to eat it. I just don't like the fact that people eat it without nourishing their body, without sacrificing. Some people don't even pray over their food before they eat. Show me how you pray before you eat, no. Show me what you do. Do it. Stand up, 'cause you. Show me before you eat what you do, what you gotta do. They over there. What you gotta do before you eat. And what else you gotta do? You gotta close your. Show me. Just show them. Just like that. No, do it for like 3 seconds. Go ahead. Do your arms. He gotta do that before you eat. So sometimes we'll be in a restaurant. He already doing this. And I'm like, hold on. We're gonna get to that part. But he respecting that the food that he about to nourish is coming from God. And that's blessing the food. So whatever, it can be McDonald's. As long as he do that, you good.
And before this whole argument keeps going on and on, but not necessarily argument, but
Right.
perfect little wrap up point, because and just to give a little summary of from what I understood is that, and Adrian, this might help a little too, but it's just no matter the type of food, whether you're a vegetarian or not, whether you can only eat fast food or McDonald's, whatever the case may be, as long as you're around the people, as long as you bless your food, whether you're religious or not, just try and be around those people, say thank you to whomever, and then no matter what the food you eat, you'll still feel that nourishment. And compared to just eating it without a gathering, without friends, and just scrolling on your phone or whatever you're doing. So things like that, I think that's the point that we're trying to get across. Is no matter the type, no matter who you are, what your income is, as long as you're eating it in a good environment, things like that, you just have to enjoy the food that you eat, and that'll give you that nourishment.
I mean, like I said, I get it, and we, like I said, this could be the last like part of it, but I get that part. But in the beginning, it was like y'all was making it seem like it's about what you put inside your body is why people act the way they act. When y'all just said if you eat fast food and you eat it with people, you gonna be the same, just like somebody who's eating the food with the high GMO or the Whole Food store, and they getting that same type of enjoyment or the pleasure that they receiving and giving to other people. So that's why I was going back to me saying it's not about what you eat, but it's about societal purpose and who you are around.
And that's totally, I agree with that.
We agree with you on that.
I know, but like I'm saying, but I don't think what y'all getting, what the point is, from what I was hearing from what y'all was saying, y'all was making it seem like it's about the food that you put inside your body is the reason why people act the way they act. When y'all just, like I said, y'all both just said, when you eating with people around you and you can eat anything, it doesn't matter.
So, in closing, when you go to places that is a convenience store and they sell chicken, and you go in there, buy you some cigarettes. Now, when you go and get that food, and you if you was to go take that home to your family, y'all pray over the food, and everybody at the table eating, I don't have no problem with that. It's the people that's eating that food outside, throwing their children the food, and just going upstairs. I have a problem with them nourishing that food. But for the sake of somebody that's a vegetarian, I wouldn't recommend that lifestyle. And that's what I'm basing it on. I'm not basing it on survival, I'm just basing it on being a vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? Taking the thought of eating the right foods, not survival mode, you know what I'm saying? Because I come from pork.
But even from that point, I wasn't even jumping into like me saying that last statement wasn't jumping into the whole survival thing. It was just jumping into what y'all was saying about eating a certain type of food determines like how you feel or how you act as a person. That's where I was getting from, because you can still eat, like you can still be a vegan and still eat by yourself and have that negative feeling towards society still or towards other people. That's why I was saying it as.
And that goes back to his point. It's that, I mean, that does matter, yes, but then it's also the people who pay attention to what they eat, especially as a vegetarian. You pay attention to making sure I'm not eating meat, making sure I'm getting the right nutrients in the day, the right protein, etc. That blessing, you're putting it in because you're like, okay, I put in the work, pray for whoever, the higher being, whatever it may be. It's, yes, that helps you, but then also, if fast food's your only option, you can still take that in. It might be still like bad for you, but your body's still like getting the right nutrients from it. It's like, I think, like you might have to watch this episode again, because like it makes sense. It's like a puzzle. You just got to put it together. And for the viewers out there too, I know this episode might be a little like you might not get it at first, but probably like if you read between the lines, you'll definitely get it. Because I know Adrian's here. I can see him. He's getting a little angry too, and just from his face. But just rewatch it. Take it slow. You'll understand the deeper meaning of it. But I mean, with that being said, you want to go ahead and give the closing remarks before you just start fuming?
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what y'all want to talk about next. Let us know who y'all want us to bring on the episode. We appreciate you for coming on the episode, dropping gems on them. But before we kind of wrap it up, what is something that you want to leave the viewers? Like we always do this. It's something that, based off of everything we just talked about, was something that you want to leave them with to remember.
All right, so it's a quote. You should know what you're going to do today, yesterday. That's my quote.
For some people, that might well be our head, but for some, they may not have. But like I say, man, this is F.L.O.E Podcast. I'm AJ, this is Sham. I guess I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Give us some love, man.
We out.
And drop it in the comments too. What you guys thought about this general episode? Did you guys get the idea? do you disagree with what we just talked about? Are you on Adrian's side? Do you still want to continue this argument? Because we definitely need a part 2. Because we need to educate Adrian over here. But with that being said, Adrian said it. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace. Peace, man. You froze up on me.